Hey there everyone, Josiah here with Womp Creations with this week's show and tell. I don't think I could have made this one more obvious as to what I'm going to be talking about today. I am continuing the slow piece by piece reveal of my Return of the Jedi Boba Fett cosplay, and today might be the most exciting one. Today's obviously is the Flak-Vest with all of the armor that goes on, well, almost all of the armor. I chose not to put the back plate on because, well, to be honest, my wife is in bed and she's sleeping, and putting this on by myself is a chore, let alone the back plate that goes on the back. So I might just pull that out and show you guys, but I think this is pretty cool by itself. This is, well, this goes over the jumpsuit that Boba has. So you put on the whole flight suit and then you put this on over it, which is actually kind of nice that I don't have anything that's mounted to the flight suit itself. Everything is on here for the most part, and I will say it's not great mobility, and that might just be my own mounting of this. Like I've said before, this Boba project was something that, I mean, this was among the first things that I put together. I think actually these green armor pieces were the actual first maker project I ever took on before I knew anything about makers. And you can tell in the paint job, maybe not from where you're standing right now, but once I bring it in closer, you guys will be able to see there's some drips, there's some inconsistencies in the saturation of paint. There's, you can see that the Fett logo was actually hand painted instead of airbrushed, which gave it a really bad quality, but if you're not up close looking at it, it looks totally fine, which is how I typically make things anyways. But this is really cool, and it lights up. It's got some cool readout going on here, which is actually accurate. There's a whole sequence that goes through, and I got those electronics from, who did I get those electronics from? Hang on. Okay. I got those electronics from Fetronics.com. Makes sense. You'd think I'd be able to remember that. I will have them down in the description. They have a couple different kits for electronics for different Star Wars props that are amazing. But this display is from them, and it worked out perfectly. It was essentially just a plug and play thing. I didn't have to do any programming, coding, anything. I just put batteries into the thing, hooked it up to my armor, and I press on when I want it to be on. The only thing about it is the flak suit, or the Flak-Vest, actually has a pocket on the inside for the battery pack, which is really nice, but it does not allow me to turn it on and off when I have it on. I have to take it off in order to get to the battery pack to turn it off. I'm sure that could be circumvented with wireless switches and stuff like that. It's not that big a deal. These are the same batteries that I've had in there since I put this thing together, and they've worked this long. I can always change out the batteries. That's not too big of a problem. But this is probably, like I said, the most exciting piece of Boba's costume, just because it's what everyone knows when they look at Boba. They see the green armor, the orange shoulder pads with of course the left one having the mythosaur skull, and the other one just having some really cool battle damage. This is a cool piece. This I don't know. I feel like I should wear this more. As ridiculous as I probably look, you know what this actually reminds me of wearing just this? It reminds me of Buzz Lightyear for some reason. And off the top of my head, I have no idea why this reminds me of Buzz Lightyear, but it does. No, but this is probably the coolest thing in my collection where if I pull this out, someone's gonna say, oh wow, that's pretty cool. And even though I can look at it and see all the mistakes that I made in the paint job and all of that, it's a cool piece. I'm fairly pleased with it, especially for it being, like I said, my first thing that I really ever put together. Flak-Vest I did not make. The cloth Flak-Vest came with my flight suit, which, like I said before, I'm very sorry, but I do not remember the name of the maker who made it, but it is wonderful. The way that I attached all the armor to the Flak-Vest is also an issue. It's something that if I had to do this costume over again, I would do differently. The way that I did it was I got a bunch of jewelry clasps, like you know when you have an earring, it has the metal spike that goes through the hole in your ear, and then the clasp that goes on the other side of your ear and holds on to the spike. That's what I use for these. I got a whole bunch of those little clasps. I epoxied them to the inside of the armor. I poked through the fabric, and then I used the clasp on the inside to hold it in place. And it's not terrible. It's actually held up okay, but they're a little fragile. If I had to go back, I would probably do this differently. Probably with magnets. But like I said, it's held up okay. I've only had one come out from the Flak-Vest, and it was easily repairable with some super glue and a pencil eraser. So it'll work in a pinch. But like I said, if I had to attack this again, I would definitely do it differently. But thank you guys for tuning in for this week's show and tell. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Hey, look at you, you overachiever you. You watched that entire video and you deserve something awesome in return. You can head over to wompratcreations.com. The link will be down in the description, and you can pick yourself up some awesome Womprat Creations merch, just like this original Only You Can Prevent Imperial Invasions Ewok t-shirt. Thanks, guys.
517 to scanner control. 517 to scanner control. 316, report to control. 5-3 to upper bay door. 5-3 to upper bay door.